Hey, welcome to Never Enough Time. Today we decided to enjoy the great outdoors, taking a look at a Dan Henry 1939 chronograph. The best, say 6, 7 minutes I know how to do are coming up.
So if you ain't got nothing better to do, let's waste some time.
It has been a challenge to find a chronograph to add to my collection. I like the look of chronographs. I like the history that they often represent, from the Rolex Daytona, the Zenith El Primero, the certainly the Omega Speedmasters all have rich heritage. You also have absolutely amazing high complication chronographs when you get up to the Patek Philippe and the Alangazona brands of chronographs as well. But for the average collector, and I think that's where I would fall, or at least I might even be a below average collector, but I think that chronographs for an average collector are challenging because they're expensive if you look at automatic chronographs. Quartz becomes a very attractive alternative. So as you're getting into this hobby, or even if you've been into it for a while, you do have to decide, is mechanical or automatic necessary to enjoy a chronograph in your collection? So today we're taking a look at, I think, a chronograph that offers just a ton of value for money, and that's where most of the watches on this channel are going to come from. I buy the watches myself or trade for them, or I use my time and resources to acquire them. If I like them, I keep them in the collection. If I don't, they go back out where they can be traded or sold for different timepieces, not only for review, but also whether or not I want to add them to the collection. So we really do look pretty hard and trying to understand that the money spent on a particular timepiece provides value. So let's take a look at the Dan Henry and talk about why I think it delivers so much. So first, when we actually take a look at the watch itself, we see a very legible dial for everything that's going on. A silver dial, blue hands, absolutely, from an aesthetic point of view, this is absolutely beautiful. You have a telemeter that runs around the outside. You have a spiraling tachometer on the inside. You have your normal running seconds at 3, your chronometer minute counter at the 9. Actuating the chronograph there is the top. Stopping it is there, resetting it, it spins all the way back around. It is a Miyota quartz movement. You have a 41 millimeter case. You have 49 lug to lug. So very, very wearable for a chronograph across a wide number of wrists. For myself, I have an 8-inch wrist. I like it when watches are at least 48 lug to lug, and for me, I like it up, 50, 51, 52, but 49 is very wearable for me. You have on the back that continued nod to a time gone by, perhaps when military people back in the 30s and 40s would have wore a watch like this. You have temperature calculations here. You have pressure, fuel consumption, speed calculations, all were used as part of the chronograph to make calculations that were dependent on whatever particular function you had for the military. So absolutely just beautiful, between some brushing and polishing on the side. The pushers are oversized and easy to actuate. You have a signed crown there with the DH. You have a signed buckle on the Dan Henry. So just a tremendous amount of attention to detail. You have a double domed mineral crystal with some sapphire anti-reflective coating, and you have applied numerals, which all these things for $230 is just, it's insane. And as you can see from some of the photographs I've been rolling in, this watch is really, really spectacular from a finishing and build quality standpoint. The leather strap is excellent. And I don't talk about the packaging much, but as we take a look at some of the packaging that comes with it, it adds to, I think, the value and the feel for this particular watch. The military style canvas watch roll. You have a NATO strap that comes with it. The leather strap on this not only is high quality, but it's the quick release bars as well. And I forgot to mention it's a 22 millimeter lug width there for the straps. So for $230, you're getting a watch that you certainly could wear for everyday wear. The silver blue combination on the dial with the leather strap, it could certainly be a dress watch. So the Dan Henry line of watches are very historically inspired, or era inspired, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and that's, if you go to their website, which I'll have in my link, or I'll have a link to in the description of this video, you'll see their lineup there. And I just think that it's really one of the most outstanding watches I've seen for that $230. Yes, it's quartz. Yes, we have a mineral crystal and not sapphire, but you're getting a level of finishing and detail that simply, I'm trying to recall across the watches over the last several years where I thought, and I really couldn't think of one, and maybe someone watching this video at some time in the future, one will come to mind, but for $230, I can't think of a watch that's built and finished quite to that level. The applied numerals, for example, the brushing, the polishing, the engraving on the back of the watch with the different scales, just fantastic. I mean, A+. And I think it's worth taking a look at, probably their entire line. I think this was my favorite in terms of chronographs. They do have racing inspired ones throughout the 60s. I think it's their like 1964 Gran Turismo, I think they call it, or something like that. A couple of different racing inspired chronographs, but I enjoyed the military vintage feel of this one. So I can't say enough about it. I think that if it doesn't have to be automatic, this is killer. Absolutely great look and feel. For $230, I don't know how you would be disappointed in the Dan Henry 1939. So I'll cut it off there. Just some of my thoughts sitting out here on a nice sunny afternoon. And thank you for hanging outside with me for a little bit. We hope to see you soon, and God bless.